Alright, what's going on, everybody? The Arid Lord is here, back with another Walking Dead Season 9 vlog, and this is the big one. This is the one I promised you all in my previous vlog. This is getting ready for some of the most tumultuous events of the Walking Dead series that we've had probably since Negan's introduction, where he smashed two of our fan favorites to bits. This is really the reintroduction of Alpha, our next big villain, and the Whisperers. We've had many scenes with them in episodes prior this season, but this episode really resets the clock, resets the stage, and thrusts us into a unknown realm where things are considered going forward in both the comic book series and into Season 10. So, with that being said, for any of you who have read the comics, you know that there are a number of individuals during the fair and after who have their heads cut off and put on giant slabs of wood, also referred to as the pikes. If you look at the Walking Dead community right now, it is rampant with people talking about pikes of all different kinds. And this is a reference to the events of the comics. People are very comic book inclined, and they know that in the comic book, about 12 to 14 people have their heads cut off and put on pikes. That is a staggering number. Even when Negan was introduced, he only killed 2 people. I mean, you can, I guess, argue that he killed 4 because he ended up killing Spencer and then Olivia later on. But those deaths were separated by many episodes, and the circumstances were quite different. It was not done in one fell swoop. This is very different, and the impact of it is felt immediately. So, the show, as it usually does, and it has been adapting some of the major points from The Walking Dead and the Whisperer arc specifically, and the only natural thing to follow is that this pike sequence occurs. It occurs during a fair where everyone's coming together, trying to have a good time. This particular fair has been hyped up over many episodes, from Ezekiel and Carol going to get the film reel, to the discussions with Michonne from being isolationist. This is her opportunity to reintroduce herself to people again. So there's a lot riding on this fair, okay? And there's tragedy. Tragedy befalls something that was needed in the biggest way possible. And what we're going to do in this vlog is give you guys predictions for who I think from the show will be killed. This is not based on any comic book knowledge, I will say, first of all. And second of all, I will get this out of the way, because I know I'm going to see comments about it, and I know that I'm going to have to delete some comments, depending what comes in. No, these predictions are not based off of any information. Information that's correct, information that's not correct, predictions, spoilers, anything. Okay? This is not based off of any of the following. Okay? So, if I see comments that talk about certain characters dying other than predictions and valid reasons as to why said character dies, I will be deleting the comments because I want my viewers to have an authentic experience if they so choose. Okay? You obviously know the places you can go if you would like to be spoiled. But I will not entertain any comments of people saying, it's Henry, it's Lydia, it's fucking the Negan, it's the Tyrese. Yeah, the last one doesn't make sense, but you get my point. I will not be entertaining spoilers because all of those spoilers that have come out are unconfirmed. They are hunches based on information upon information upon information. Lots of backstory to go into. I won't be going into any of it. I will be going into predictions, as the video title suggests. So, if you would like predictions and you would like to predict with me, feel free to move ahead with the video. I will not be doing anything spoiler related, and none of these predictions are based off of spoilers. So, if we are all okay with that, we are going to move into who I think will be killed. And I guess it's okay of me at this point to tell you some of the characters that do die in the comic adaptation. For people who were awaiting Negan's introduction, people knew that Glenn was the sole victim, and it was a devastating moment because Glenn was obviously an OG character. This was issue 100, and most people were expecting that Glenn was going to get the axe, or the bat, which is more accurate. So, is there any character in this lineup that is Glenn-esque, that carries the weight of Glenn? Well, actually, there is. It would actually be King Ezekiel, and there's a few others. There's King Ezekiel, Rosita, Oscar, Larry, Amber, Ken, Aaron, Luke, Tammy, Dr. Carson, Josh, and Olivia. Yes, the same Olivia that slapped Negan. She was still alive in the comics at that time, and she lives to these events and is beheaded. So, obviously with the list, some of you guys don't know the characters I just listed. One or two of them are Negan's wives, like Amber. If you guys remember Amber, she was the one who her husband had the iron to his face in Season 7, Episode 7. They haven't shown her at all, since if you recall, the Negan's wives changed clothes, and in the Season 8 finale, when Tara and Rosita showed up to fix the windows, they were back out there, like, kind of living a normal life and no longer subjugated by Negan. There's no indication at all that they're at the fair. There's no indication that they're even alive. So I'm not sure if we can include her, okay? And then some of the others, like Carson, the doctor, is already dead in the show. Olivia, as I said, already dead in the show. The two big ones from this list from the comics would be Rosita and Ezekiel. Now, in both the show and the comics, Rosita is pregnant. She's pregnant. And in the comics, yes, they go the Game of Thrones route where they kill off a mother who is pregnant, and so they kill the pregnant woman and her child. So, will the show go this dark? Will they go this dark? Because they have already established that Rosita is pregnant. She has a couple of men that are vying for her attention. Sadiq, Gabriel, and I guess you can kind of include Eugene in there as well. But will the show go as far as to kill off a pregnant woman? I am going to say no. I do not think Rosita is going to die. Who do I think is going to die in her place? It could very well be one of the characters that has a love interest with her. I'm thinking potentially Father Gabriel. As much as I don't want it to be Gabriel, I know Gabriel's fate in the comics actually has to do with the Whisperers. So if he isn't killed in this Pike lineup, his fate is coming somewhere within the realm of the Whisperers if they try to keep things somewhat the same. But considering it would be a really extreme to kill off a pregnant woman, I'm going to say one of my first victim is going to be Father Gabriel, because I think it needs to be someone that's close to Rosita, that's close to this whole thing, and that somebody who can feel that kind of impact. And I don't want it to be. I really don't want it to be. I like Gabriel. He went from like the most hated character to like one of my most loved characters just because of what a badass he turned into with like the rifle and some of the stuff he did with Negan, and then he had that brief fling with Jada. Like he became the priest that like likes to bang people. Like he was, especially Season 9, he had two love interests from Jadis and Rosita. It's pretty funny. But unfortunately, I think his time is coming to an end, okay? And I would say it's reasonable to believe that around two victims from each community will be beheaded. So who do I think is going to be the other Alexandrian death? Well, I'm going to say Laura. Laura, who is an ex-Savior lieutenant, who was integrated into Alexandria when the Savers, like a lifesaver, yeah, okay. When the Sanctuary and the Saviors fell completely, Laura turned to Alexandria, and she eventually became a trusted member on the council, which is kind of surprising considering some of the things she put the group through. So, why do I think it's her? I think that she would be like a red shirt death. If you guys don't know what that means, it's a character we haven't spent too much time with, where their death is felt, but it's not something that you're gonna like start sobbing over. Okay, like I would be kind of like surprised, like, whoa, that's another major savior, because like of the ex-saviors we have Alden, who used to be from the satellite outpost. We have Laura, who used to be a lieutenant, the one who ratted Dwight out. We have Dwight, but he's on Fear the Walking Dead, so he doesn't even count in this. Negan's in jail, so he's not even at the frickin' fair, so we don't have to include him in this. And yeah, so it's really those three. And then I'm sure there's saviors elsewhere in other communities, but they're not like none of them are really prominent. Really, it's only Alden, Laura, and Negan. And we know Negan's not at the fair. And so it would really be Alden and Laura. It would be Alden and Laura. So that kind of brings me to my next. And I did say that it would be 2 people from each community. So Father Gabriel and Laura. Okay? And then I'm going to go with the person that I just mentioned, Alden. All right? I think that he got let off the hook. He was a hostage of Alpha's. Alpha did say, I wanted to kill him, but I want my daughter more. So that did give us the implication that if she saw him again, she'd kill him. So I think, because he's kind of that red shirtish character, he did step up. Like, he was the leading voice of the saviors during season 8, when all those saviors were prisoners of war. He was the one trying to reacclimate himself and ally with Maggie in the Hilltop. He's like, look, being a savior doesn't mean we're an asshole who's just going to slit your throat at the first chance. We actually want to help and become a part of things. And so Alden proved himself, stayed at the Hilltop, got into a relationship with Enid. We saw how close they were when they reunited. I think that would add an extra layer of tragedy. I think you're going to need more tragedy. So I think Alden, unfortunately, is going to be one of our victims in this lineup. Okay. And then the other, I guess, victim, this is just because this is a death it's close to the comics, and it would also make sense. I'm going to say Tammy Rose or Earl. Or, I'm not saying both of them, one of them will die. And I don't know which it's going to be. I mean, they spent time with Earl when Gregory got him to drunkenly attack Maggie. Then he got locked up. Then he got a second chance. And then he tried to bestow his wisdom on Henry. And then they took in this baby after their son was killed at the beginning of the season. So Earl and his wife have had a bit of an arc this season. You wouldn't think, but they were just these rando Hilltop residents, but they've actually had some screen time, and they've had a bit of an arc, you know, losing their son, and then the husband loses his way because of Gregory's bad influence and drinking. Maggie softens up to him, and then, you know, getting the Whisperer baby kind of brings love back into their life after they lost their son all those years ago. So it's a cool arc, and I think one of them will die. I'm going to say, I don't know, which would be the worst to grieve with? Do you think, I don't know, I think Earl. I'm going to say Earl just because, you know, if it's between a guy and a girl, wouldn't it make more sense for the guy to go out? So I'll say Earl is the one who gets his head chopped off. He'll be dead. You know, Tammy Rose will be a single mother with the baby, unfortunately. And again, it could go either way. Maybe Tammy's killed and Earl lives, or Earl dies and Tammy lives. So it's going to be one of them. I don't think it's going to be both of them. One of them's going to die, okay? So far, we got, what, 4 victims? We got Gabriel, Laura. We got Earl. And then we got Alden. And now we're going to get to the Kingdom, because I think this is where our big death is going to come. And I know this is a controversial decision for me, or, you know, call, decision, whatever you want to call it. I think, drumroll please, drumroll. All right, I can't do a drumroll right now. I'm making a video. All right, here we go. This is the death. This is the one. This is the Glenn. This is the Ezekiel. I think that Kang, as Rick Grimes once called him, Kang Ezekiel, K-A-N-G, like Angela Kang Ezekiel. I think Kang Ezekiel's time is up. I think he and Carol have had a match relationship made in heaven. They have been lovey-dovey at every possible moment. All right, they even, in the promos for episode 15, it showed a very passionate kiss. I alluded to this in my previous vlog. I think that King Ezekiel's time is up. He is the one who facilitated and is leading this entire fair. We see him in the previews on top of the pulpit next to his statue of Shiva. I think this would be his dying breath. To go out with the fair, with the charter, the Constitution, with everyone's signatures, reunifying all of the communities, especially Alexandria, and after Michonne wanted to be isolationist, this would be his dying stroke. Literally, signing his name on that parchment, this would be his dying stroke. And I think it would impact Carol, who obviously is married to the freaking guy. It would impact Henry, because it's his dad, stepdad. And it would piss a lot of people off. This would piss off enough people to ignite the communities into war. This would be the death. This would be it. Okay? And then who else? Who else do I think? Diana. If you guys recall the Archer, she's a prominent kingdomer who's been there since the kingdom was introduced. She was like one of the prominent ones, along with Richard and some of the soldiers, the first guy that Rick and Morgan came across in season 6. I think she's going to die too. She's a minor character. She lived at the hilltop for a long time. She's gone back to Kingdom. I just think she's in between. I feel like her death would make some people sad, but it's another red shirt. It's another one of those red shirty deaths like Laura, where like her dying wouldn't be the worst thing on the planet. Okay, it would be tragic. She's a good bowman. But it's in between. It works. It works. So now we got 6. We got 6 victims. Now I got to go for one more. And I'm going to choose it from Magna's group, because I think they have to suffer loss in order for them to be impacted. Everyone has to be impacted. Everyone from all of the communities has to lose somebody. And I'm going to say Kelly, the girl who is the prominent sign language speaker with Connie. I think Kelly, of all the characters of Magna's group, I feel like she's got the least screen time. Connie has had the most, and I love it. I think I went on a long soliloquy about this, about how I love her character, her slingshot, her relationship with Daryl, her no bullshit attitude. Her impairment makes her even more of a badass. Do not kill Connie. I am going to say that. Do not kill her. She is amazing, and her relationship with Daryl is only just beginning, so don't kill her, okay? I don't know how you did it. You made me, of all of the people in Magna's group, she's my favorite, because we've spent more time with her than anyone else, and she hasn't said a word. And she rescued that baby. The mission she's gone on with Daryl to save Lydia and Henry. It's amazing. I love her. She's absolutely incredible. Huge character that's grown on me this season. So don't kill her. But I feel like Magna, she's kind of like the unofficial leader of the group. Yumiko is in the screenshot. If you guys recall, she's in the screenshot with Daryl in the field where I'm pretty sure they come across the Pike. So I have to kind of, based on promos that are available to everybody, I have to assume that Yumiko is safe. So by process of elimination, and then Luke, kind of like Alden, he was also captured, but I don't know, he brings some lightness to the show. I don't think he would die. I think only one of the 2 people that was originally captured by Alpha is going to die, and that's Alden. So I'm going to say Luke is safe. So that means Kelly's going to get the axe. So I think she's going to have her head chopped off too. And that brings us to 7 victims. Now, could they include somebody from Oceanside? Because apparently, according to the Talking Dead, one of the executive producers said Oceanside's going to be at this thing, and they have a banner. They have, I don't know who from Oceanside's going to be there. I don't know if Sydney. I don't know what. Again, I've said this 1,000 times. I don't know what's going on with Oceanside. We barely, ever since they were introduced in season 7, we barely deal with them. The only significant development Oceanside's ever had was when they were capturing the Saviors and killing them at the beginning of season 9, and then Daryl and Maggie find out, and then Sydney has that very cryy, passionate speech about why she's doing it, how the Saviors killed all those boys, how she made them watch, and she said, Arat said no exceptions, all the shit that Simon's group did. But we never spent much time with them. They were just always in the background as they wanted to be. Natanya and Sydney, like their group by definition wanted to be left alone. We just want to be left alone, and they were barely incorporated into the show. I think those first 4 or 5 episodes, of season 9, they were consistently in it, but that's because they were building up the plot where they were stealing the Saviors away. So, not to get off topic, But could we see Sydney die? I mean, based on how much the the actress has been in the show, Sydney Park, I feel like it's possible they might just pike her, or they'll kill someone from her community. Maybe Beatrice, or I forget. Those are the only two I know. I know Beatrice and Natanya's dead, and Sydney and Beatrice are the only two like named Oceansiders I'm aware of. So either one of those two is going to get killed, is my opinion. So that brings us to a total of 8. Okay? 1 person from Magna's group, 1 person from the Oceanside, 2 from Kingdom, 2 from Hilltop, 2 from Alexandria. And I think you don't have to go 12. I know the comic does like 12, 13, 14. Like they go up there. I think 8, even 8 is a lot. And I think that's a lot of death. That you have to process every individual person and their death. You have to process all of it. So I think that 8 is enough. And that's a lot. Like Ezekiel, oh my God, Gabriel, oh geez, we've been with Gabriel longer than we have fucking Ezekiel. So like, people are going to be like, oh my God, who do I sob for? It's going to be like a conflict of interest here. I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to get to all of this, guys. I'm going to get to when I review. Oh my gosh. I am dreading Sunday, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers, and I'm really nervous for this episode. I just hope that my list is correct. I think it would make the most sense going forward with the story. I am well aware, as I said in the beginning of this video, that there are people out there who are very certain, like 99.9% certain that Henry dies or something like that. I will have many words for you if he dies. I will have many words. I will have many vlogs with other YouTubers who share my opinion. So we will be doing lots of stuff if a nonsense death comes from this. Because I don't want any stupid deaths. Because, again, some of the rumored people, again, not confirmed at all. I don't want, they literally flip a coin. If it's heads, they die. If it's tails, they don't die. That's how uncertain it is. Freaking flipping a coin. Overtime rules in the postseason, guys. All right. To use an NFL term. People have been saying that Tara, Enid, and Henry seem to be likely candidates, but it's unconfirmed. I can tell you that with 100% certainty, it's unconfirmed. Maybe my list is a little off. Maybe Tara dies. Maybe Enid dies. Maybe 1 or 2 of those people could be victims, but there is no place that's 100% confirming this. I am saying that with 100% certainty. No one is confirming this 100%. So if you see any of that nonsense, ignore it, because the graceful area lord, is telling you to be calm, just survive somehow, keep calm and carry on, whatever slogan you need. I am telling you it's going to be all right, okay? Every little thing is going to be all right, quote Bob Marley, okay? Here we go. Here we go, guys. These are the pikes. These are my predictions. I hope you liked them. I'm talking a mile a minute here, but this is it. I'm kind of like all anxiety bundled right now because I want this episode to be here. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. I want to prophesize it with you guys and predict and comment and reply and holy macromoly. But this reaction that's coming for episode 15, I'm going to be doing some special things for it. And you guys will not, this will probably be one of my greatest reactions ever. If any of you go back into my archive, back when I reacted to the season 6 finale, when we had the cliffhanger death with Lucille, I flipped a chair. When they didn't show the victim of who got their head smashed, I flipped a chair in rage, and then another one of my friends sumo-plexed a chair, okay? It's just going to be me for this reaction, so I've got to do all of the heavy lifting. But I'm going to do something. It's not going to be that, but I'm going to do something probably depending how this episode goes. I'm going to react just as if, like, obviously I haven't seen any of this stuff before, but depending how things go, I'm going to have a few tricks up my sleeve. So you guys are going to want to see this one, all right? This will probably be my best reaction since that season 6 finale, since the season 7 premiere. So I know I just dropped a bombshell on all you guys. Isn't it amazing? So, all right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And special thanks to, I know I'm doing this at the end of the vlog. I'm going to put the name in the description, but special thanks to Freakish Order. The thumbnail you're seeing in the first image of this video, they made that. Go check out their Twitter. They do a lot of artwork for The Walking Dead. I almost forgot that. I'm glad I didn't. So, awesome stuff. I love anyone who does Walking Dead art. Feel free to contact me. Twitter's probably the best place. Send me a DM or just tweet at me. If you do Walking Dead artwork and you want to get it featured in a video, you want to get it featured in one of my videos, send me a message. I am all for that. I love fan interactivity, and that's a great way. People who love to draw, I sure as shit can't draw, so you'd be one-upping me. So go ahead, show me your artwork, and I will showcase it if you so desire. So, all right, guys, thank you very much. This has been the Air Raid Lord. These are my Pike predictions. Do you agree? Comment. Tell me what you think, and I will see you. The next video I upload is going to be the Season 9, Episode 15 reaction. Fuck my life. Here we go.